And welcome to the first ever live edition of the True Patriot Outfitters podcast. Folks at home, ladies and germs, thank you for joining us here. Happy New Year. 2023 is off and running. Man, I'm gonna tell you, we had a hankering to try the live aspect. We want to do that a couple of times this season here. We'll definitely be going live at some of our events. And we thought, why not? Let's go for it. So we delayed the drop of the ninth episode of season 3 for one day so we could join you here today. Now, we realize there's probably not going to be a ton of folks being able to catch us live here. Most of the known planet has, real life grown up jobs and work all day. And so we figured it might be a little trick, but this will be available for viewing later and listening as well. We'll have the audio version of it up, of course, as well. We have a ton of news to share, and so we thought this would be the best way that we could convey a lot of this stuff. We'll have some follow up posts and so forth on the social media tip that we'll track a lot of this stuff down. But we thought this might be some of the best exposure. I got to tell you, man, over the holiday season here, we've had the honor and privilege to do some amazing interviews, and I can't wait to share those with you folks here on the podcast. Just some of the guests that we've had come on here to our little show have really, it's a humbling experience when these folks who are highly influential in their respected areas take the time out of their busy schedule to join us and help us along our mission. We've said it from day one, the True Patriot Outfitters primary, mission has been to bring resources to areas and to folks that more than deserve it. And the podcast was a way that we could connect our two worlds together, the nonprofit service to others work and our competitive fishing worlds, bring those together. As most of you know, we had that epiphany, if you will, early on in this whole deal, and it brought us to this point here. So, to all those that we have had a chance to interview, that even if it hasn't aired yet, the amount of gratitude that I have for you cannot be expressed in words. We thank you for taking the time with us. We're going to hopefully keep that momentum going. We've got some cool guests going forward. Just want to make sure, if you folks out there that are listening or watching to this on any level, if you appreciate what the work that we're doing and the people that we're associated, the work they're doing, the best thing you can do is help us reach more people. Okay, it takes very little time out of your life, and it takes very little input here. Okay, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's a huge bet for us. We're going all in on YouTube this season again, and mashing that subscribe button. If you want to know when we drop new content, simply hit the notification window there, and at that point, you'll know when we, get new things out there. One of the pieces I want to make sure of when we're going live here also is to respond to those that are commenting with us. And our friends over at Galaxy Rods indicated when I said that other people work. Galaxy Rod says, heck, they don't work, which is a lie. That's one of the hardest working groups of folks over there that I know. And so thank you guys for tuning in to us. We appreciate that quite a bit. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about this deal here, man. This is a huge thing you can do to really help support the mission. You don't have to donate money. If you don't have time, you don't have to volunteer. These are all options. If you can do either one of those two, absolutely contact us. Let us know. Because we can always use those two forms. But one of the best ways, easiest things you can do, subscribe and then tell your friends and family about that on the social media side. Subscribe over on YouTube there. Even if you're not a big YouTuber, if you have a Gmail account, then you have a YouTube account already. That's by default. And so simply just smash that subscribe button to us and help us out. It helps us reach more, and it helps potential sponsors down the line. So before we get too carried away in those other lines, let's go ahead and start this thing off, man. We've got some cool nonprofit news to share with you. So, as you folks know, we've had a business in regards to our competitive fishing for a lot of years here. Officially in the state of Colorado, we locked up GC Fishing LLC. We did that a couple of years ago. and we DBA'd as the True Patriot Outfitters. It made total sense to run all of our fishing stuff over there. And then we volunteered and worked on with several nonprofits, and then eventually joined on with Roman's Warrior Foundation, still working with our other partners. Well, as time has gone on, to make a long story short, a lot of tactical discussions going on with Mr. Brian Romans, the founder of Roman's Warrior Foundation, and myself, and looking at how we are lined up for the future. It made total sense for us to make this update, if you will. At the end of the day, what we come up with here, GC Fishing LLC will be taking a rest. We're going to put her to bed. It was short-lived, and that's okay. All of my fishing, my competitive fishing expenses when it comes to being on the road, entry fees, doing all these things, the way taxes work, folks, it all ends up back just with my wife and I anyway, no matter how you paint it. And so at the end of the day, that's where it's going to stay. All of my fishing piece and that stuff is going to me directly, and my wife and I, we will take care of that on that side. However, moving forward with all of the services piece, we are going to take over from the RWF Warrior Field Ops. We are taking the portion of service that we provide in regards to kayak fishing as a form of recreational therapy. This is all coming underneath here in Colorado. This is coming underneath the protective umbrella of the True Patriot Outfitters, which is now a registered nonprofit. That is our ultimate goal from day one, was to be in a position to better take care of folks. And in order to better take care of folks and provide service to others, we need to have a clean pathway for folks to support us. And so this was part of that process. And Brian and I felt this was a solid move for us to go. So we're still working with Roman's Warrior Foundation, still the program manager of the Warrior Field Ops Division, which is now going to take a little bit more national stand. And it's going to work primarily in the camping, the hiking, those type events across the country. We also will continue our work. The True Patriot Outfitters will continue as a representative of the RWF when it comes to trying to find municipalities and places where the global war on terror's wall of remembrance can be brought. As we take that from New York to LA, man, we take it all across the country all year long, and we're going to help facilitate that. By being in different areas across the country, it makes total sense for us to simply reach out to the VFW, reach out to the Chamber of Commerce, reach out to these places or high-end retail locations with big parking lots that might be interested in bringing that memorial to their communities. And so we're going to try to basically be a representative of them out there. And then, of course, our primary focus is kayak fishing adventures, if you will, events to veterans, first responders, and their families right here locally in Colorado. So it's official. We're a nonprofit. We're waiting on the IRS. They're a little backlogged now to get through the applications. But with our state, we are now registered. We've done everything we need to do on that end, and everything's in place. We're just waiting on the final I's to be dotted, man. So exciting times, very easy for people to support. If they love the mission, if they want to support the mission, they can simply donate to the True Patriot Outfitters as a nonprofit 501c3. So it's full tax deductible donation. For those companies or businesses out there that are looking for a little bit more advertising involved, that's where I come into play. Let's chat, man. You get an indirect connection with all the work that we do, but in this way, we can become a representative of your organization and help you grow your market. And that's something that we're looking to do. Keeping me on the road is a way to keep that rolling there. So there's always cool ways that we can work with those folks. As part of this, some of you may have noticed on our social media channels, man, we did a little bit of a logo update. Now, we had this logo professionally done from the very beginning, and I'm going to openly admit this next iteration of the logo is one that I did myself here. So this was not, this was not the work of the geniuses behind, but the base, the concept, the original logo was that professionally done. And we were unbelievably pleased and happy with it. It's a recognizable badge. You guys have seen it. It's right here on the screen right now, the True Patriot Outfitters. That's actually George Washington on his horse right there that's in our badge. The only thing missing from that was him holding his hat over his head. But when you do that picture in the form of a silhouette, I thought it kind of looked like he was holding like a Thanksgiving turkey above his head. So I asked the artist to please remove that turkey from his hands, and this is what we got in response to that. But one of the things that we really wanted to stamp home with this new logo, man, was to really bring home the fact that we are right here. We were born here in Colorado when it comes to the business. And we are Colorado based. Will we step out into the other surrounding states? You bet you we will. If that's what is needed, we'll do whatever our folks need. But we really wanted to bring home our Colorado roots. While there are a lot of things about Colorado that get underneath my skin these days with our progressive growth that we've got going out here, it is still home. It is still beautiful here. We love our state. We love the people of the state of Colorado, and we're proud to tell folks that's where we're from, and that's where we're traveling all around the country. So we wanted to bring that all together. So I'm going to share something with you here real quick, and you can just see how this all panned out here. Let me take away our banner here real quick, just so it makes it a little bit cleaner. And let's see, there we go. So you can see on my screen here the iterations between. This was our original logo here. This is the state of Colorado's. See our first iteration, we come up with this here, and my wife explained it best. It's a little too aggressive. This is what we landed on. We've incorporated the color scheme. This is actually our badge overlaid over that C, to cover up enough of it. So it's a combination of our two logos together, and that's what ended up. Was that final one. We're pretty pleased with it. We're pretty happy with it. Very, very thankful to have this new piece together here, and to let that bad boy ride. So swag will be going up on the website. We'll be getting a lot of that stuff squared away soon enough, and you'll be able to support us by picking up some of that stuff out there. And those are ways. A lot of the updates and changes, our website is getting a huge overhaul that's taking place. So be patient with us there. I've got a fantastic company that does, it's a professional web development company, and I just need to get them the list of things that we want to see changed. The website's going to go away from focusing on me, as far as the work that I do with other nonprofits, and we're going to really make this about the True Patriot Outfitters, and then we'll have a place to list our partners out there as well. But we want to give folks a full understanding of what it is that we're doing and why their support is so critical and helpful to the mission that we've got going on here. So that's going to be taking place. The store is getting a huge revamp. We've made notifications to all of the companies that we were a dealer for prior, that we're no longer going to be a dealer for them anymore, but we're interested in working with many of them, from the fishing side. So we'll keep you up to speed with what happens with that. The RWF, Romans Warrior Foundation's website, is also getting a complete revamp. We're all getting into the new age here and getting a lot of this stuff going. So be watching for that stuff. We'll be posting a ton of that and sharing that with you as time goes on. So that pretty much handles a lot of the nonprofit piece that we have going on here. We'll be spotlighting a lot of these folks. Our new format for the podcast, we're going to do our very best to try to rotate so that when we do interview series, we want to make sure to include as many of the fantastic people that we work with on the nonprofit side. We want to make sure to get those interviews mixed in there as well, along with the fishing side. Some folks are following us for the fishing content. Some folks are following us for the nonprofit content. So we want to make sure that we're serving both of those. And that's, it's our attempt from day one to blend these two together, right? That was our sole purpose, was to bring these worlds together, and that in and of itself can be accomplished just by the content that we're throwing. So watch for that. We got some, like I said, some cool interviews coming up here. Some amazing people that we share the water with when we compete. Also amazing people that we work with to serve others, and that is a ton of fun to have a chance to sit down and chat with those folks, that are out there. So let's go ahead and roll this in. As far as that support goes, we have a new sponsor alert. We let a few people know about this. Q Incorporated, Ironborn Barbecue and Sauces, non-endemic sponsorship, which is a huge deal. Q has a connection with us. Their dedication to working with the Romans Warrior Foundation. We had a chance to chat with them at length. They're coming on board with us as a sponsor for us on the angling side. So you're going to be seeing their logos on our jersey, our truck, our kayak out there. This is just these folks. Brian over there at Q Incorporated defines what it is to be a true patriot, and for that reason, that's why we approach them. Um, they want to. They're brand new startup company getting off the ground. Product is amazing. I've been playing around with using that rub on different meats and so forth, and then their barbecue sauce, that 151 dog, that is the deal. That is legit. You got to get you some of that. Q Incorporated, Ironborn Barbecue and Sauces, sauces and rub as well as all this stuff gets cleared. So, yeah, it's we're excited to be working with these folks. Great company, awesome product, super tasty. You know me, I'm not gonna miss a barbecue. Clearly, the belt line proves that, and we are excited to be working with them for 2023 and represent the brand. Hopefully, a lot of these Airbnbs, when I go to these different events with the All American across the country, we'll be able to bring some of that stuff with me and share some of that with these guys and see if they're interested in checking out some of this stuff so that they can help spread the word as well. We'll share some barbecue. It's like Brian always says, you got to learn how to sauce responsibly, man, and sharing that with friends is huge. So that's the new sponsor that has come on board with us, returning for us for 2023. They technically weren't a sponsor, but they supported our nonprofit work and really helped us get our kayak program up and off the ground. And that's Amped Outdoors LLC. They are our source for high-end quality lithium batteries that you don't need to pull out a second mortgage for. This is a company that uses only the top line products. They're manufactured in such a way that it's very high end, the quality of the batteries. If you go out to their website, you can find a lot of videos on this where they break these batteries down, they pull them apart. We've been featured in a lot of different reviews online, and all the reviews come back the very same, is that the Amped Outdoors batteries are some of the highest quality built, and the products used. This is the thing that gets a lot of people. It's the cells that are used in there. What classification, what grade are they? Sometimes some of these bigger name products out there that you'd be surprised how many of the bigger name products are not using top class line lithium cells in their stuff, man. They're getting rejects, they're getting hand-me-downs that maybe don't meet a certain classification, and then they're selling them as if it's a high-end deal. You're not going to find that at Amped Outdoors. Amped Outdoors is coming on board with us for this 2023 season as an official sponsor of ours. We've picked that together. We're super proud to join that family there and help share why we love Amped Outdoors so much. I mean, seriously, fact of the matter is I'm putting my name next to these guys, and it's because I trust them. I can't afford to have even the inkling of thought in the back of my head that my equipment's not going to work for me. When I'm out there competing against the people that I compete against on this trail. You have to have that confidence. And I'll tell you what, flat out, Amped Outdoors gives that to me. Talk to them, give them a call, check out their website. You will find the information. Customer education is a huge piece from their website, because the more you're educated on what goes on in the lithium world, the more you'll understand the value of Amped Outdoors. And like I said, as we talk all about this, wait till you see the pricing. This is a company that believes in standing behind their product and taking care of people, and they're in this for the long haul. They're not looking for the fast sale. They're in this thing for the long haul. That's Amped Outdoors LLC. Check them out. You won't be disappointed whatsoever. Like I said, we trust them. I think you can too. If you have any questions about any of their products whatsoever, hit me up. Let me know. I'll share with you, of course, what I'm using, and we'll be more than glad to. Of course, Team New Canoe. We're officially on board with Team New Canoe. We're trying to work out a couple logistical issues here in the Rocky Mountain region. We'll get through that, but nevertheless, we are unbelievably proud to call ourselves a part of Team New Canoe for many of the same reasons, and the fact that this is a company that has a top quality kayak out there that is specialized in the hunting and fishing side of things. And dude, it's the people, man. I am proud to be associated with the people that I'm associated with at Team New Canoe, from Blake Young, the president, all the way through the ranks to other team members that I'm team members with out there. We love these folks to death. We're proud to be a part of them. I can't imagine myself fishing out of any other craft, in all honesty. I know things change, and especially in our industry. But I don't know, dude. My Unlimited is badass. Flat out, just saying it. The Unlimited is she's a fishing machine, and the ability for me to customize it the way I want it is top rank. And having those kind of folks, from the main office headquarters to the manufacturing, to the folks out there in the field that are Teamworks, our network of dealers that are available out there. Same. You hear it all the time. Just people love New Canoe. They love working with the company. Once they get experience with it, they're sold, man. They're in, and that's something we're proud to be a part of. Of course, returning our longest running supporters out there, sponsors for the fishing season for 2023, all-terrain tackle and blackfish gear. Matt Johnson, we had a chance to sit down and interview with him. That interview is coming up quick. We'll be getting that out there. You know me, man. I'm a jig guy when it comes to fishing. I'm pitching jigs in just about any and every situation, and all-terrain tackle is that quality, high-end, versatility, you name it, available. They ship fast. We'll go down the list. Blackfish. You can choose where you want to fish. You can't choose the weather, man. And that's where I trust my blackfish gear. It keeps me nice and warm and dry out there. Storm Skin, kayak anglers out there, Storm Skin. That's what you need to be checking out. I'm going to be getting myself a set. We'll do some reviews. I'll show you some cool features about it, about why for kayak angling it's so just perfect. And so, yeah, Storm Skin from Blackfish Gear. Go check them out. And of course, finally, on our very short list of sponsors that we picked up, Vicious Fishing, man. We've been with him for a lot of years. Greg and his family over there, family-owned business. We love them to death. They've agreed. We're just working out some final details to put everything together for them. But Vicious Fishing, there's certain lines of their fishing line that I absolutely love and trust. All of my stuff is geared out with them there. And like I said, you'll notice the theme. It's about the people. There's a lot of cool products out there, man. People make good products. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, these other products out there aren't great, because they are. They're good. But to me, the small business aspect, and when you've got solid people behind those organizations, those are the companies we want to support. That's who I want to be associated with. And that's Vicious Fishing fits that bill through and through. And that's that. Our small list, man. Like I said, we keep it small like that. We're always obviously open to talk to other people, but a big criteria for us is we got to be able to bring value to them too. It's not as if people would make you think that if people throw money at you to go fish, that all of a sudden that means you're going to be here, buy my potato peeler. Doesn't work that way, man. It really doesn't. Not for the long haul. We're not in this thing for one season. We've been doing this game a lot of years, and we're in this thing for the long haul because there's a lot of people counting on us to do so. So we like to make sure that when we partner with an organization or a company, that there is a two-way street there of value being given. And so if you know of somebody who's interested in that, or they want to just support the work we do on the veteran first responder community side with kayak fishing, reach out, let us know, man. We're here and we're ready to go. 2023 is off and running. Our schedule is filling up. And yeah, speaking of schedule, let's get to it. Fishing stuff. I've posted it quite a bit about this here, and it continues to grow a little bit. Schedule is a super cool deal. The summary is we're fishing 4 different trails right now. We have a possibility of a 5th one stepping into play there that actually would fill in a couple dates for us. Of those 4 trails that we're going to be fishing, we're going to be competing for Angler of the Year in 3 of them. This is a big deal. We're not getting any younger, and we have the schedule to do it. So we've felt strongly about the fact that it's time to go. This is our shot. We're going to go after this. We had a great rookie season, and we don't want to waste time. We don't know what the future holds for us. So, man, we gotta put it on the line. We gotta get out there and go after it. So, yeah, we're going to be competing for Angler of the Year in the All-American Kayak Series. We're going to be competing for Angler of the Year with the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters, and the excuse me. the Colorado, or I'm sorry, the Kansas Kayak, I believe it's association, or maybe it's anglers. I've seen a variation of both. KKA, they hit a lot of what is relatively local for us, regional, if you will. They hit a lot of events out there that we want to be a part of, and so we're going to join those guys um, with that to make sure that that we can fish in those, and we'll be able to get enough in that we'll actually compete for Angler of the Year with them. It looks like. Now we've had a late bloomer come in to our radar here that we're looking to fill in a couple deals. The IAC, the Iowa kayak deal here, IAC series actually is going to be at the Mississippi River the same time we are for the All American. So we're going to be able to double up on that event. And then they've got three other events that don't fall on any of our other tournament weekends. So we're thinking that we might try to squeeze into those there. And that gets us an opportunity to end the season with them at Brushy Creek. There's some awesome bass fishing out there, man. And I fish with a bunch of those members in these other series, and we love them to death. They're just a great group of folks, very, very high skilled anglers, and very friendly, like most of the kayak community is. And so, yeah, we're gonna try to basically definitely work with them. Our first focus on the national stage is the All American Kayak Series. Joshua Booth, Tyler Cole that run that over there. You'll see it in many of the interviews that we put up there. We love the AAKS, man. And the reasons we love them is, number one, it is a professionally run organization. It is run with attention to detail. Josh Booth is 100% professional through and through the way he handles situations. Communication is top line, and they want to know what the anglers are interested in. They really communicate well with us to put these events together to make sure that it's serving our interest and the sponsor's interest, through and through. And dude, that means a lot. We have a voice there. We have an opinion that we're allowed to voice without fear of, committing career suicide or whatever with the All American. And whether it's a dumb idea or not, they don't care. They'll listen to it, and they'll take it into consideration where it's applicable. And that's huge, man. When you got an organization like that, and you couple that with the fact that you look at where we go with the All American, we have one of the most diverse schedules of locations than any other national series that's out there. Dude, we're going from St. Clair to Lake of the Pines, and everywhere in between. We hit the entire Midwest center of the United States. We're not, does this bode well for numbers? Sometimes no. Our entries are the lowest out of all the national, there's four, major national series that are out there. You got KBF, Hobie, Bass, and then the All American. And yeah, our numbers of entries is the lowest per average, but that's a combination of a couple things. Number one, we're the newest. Folks don't know about us just yet. And they're learning. The anglers out there are learning. And then number two, it's the fact that we are this diverse. We're not just going to hotbed locations. But what I appeal to your better side, especially if you're a competitive angler that's out there and you're wanting to fish against some of the best hooks in the nation, is that you look at the payout percentage piece. All American is at the very, right at the very top, matched with several of those about as far as entry fees and what gets paid out to folks. And this is like I said, this is an organization that gives you opportunities to truly test your fishing skill. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to come straight forward. Going to Guntersville, yeah, is a bucket list item, but to compete on Guntersville, not for nothing. Who hasn't really? You know what I mean? It's like it's those are the places that yes get tournament hit a ton. We have an advantage in the kayak game, man, and that is we can go to different fisheries and exploit them for what sort of amazing fisheries they are. And we can do that at the tournament level there and not get run over by 92 boats. And we can experience these new pieces, and we should do that in the kayak game, right? And that's what I love about the All American is that they approach it that way. We're going to some named places, but we're also going to some new places that maybe don't get hit as much. The only people that are really aware of it are the locals. And so we go there, and we fish those things. And wait till you see the numbers coming out of these places, dude. When you're putting up 94 inches a day just to try to get yourself on the money, that should tell you something about these fisheries and about the quality of anglers that we have here in the All-American Kayak Series. So that's why we put those guys as a major focus. Of course, on the local front, CKB, the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters, love the club. It's a small club. We're very fortunate to have two amazing kayak clubs in the state of Colorado. You have the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club, the biggest, and then you have the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters. Obviously, the Bassmasters is associated with bass organizations, so that's our pathway to try to work our way to the Classic. We can have an opportunity there. For us, it aligns up best just because the CKB permits the motors, and I'm a motorized kayak guy. I'm not a pedal and paddle dude. I got a Battleship, man. That Unlimited, for a 12.5 foot, she's still one of the lightest 12.5 footers with that kind of versatility. 650-pound payload, capacity. That's it's pretty impressive when it comes to it. And our dry weight's under 90 pounds. That's pretty tough to beat on the Unlimited. And I still, propulsion, man, that's where it's at. I've got the EPS motor. I've also got my bow mount, my motor guide, and that's the way we're going to go out. So that's why we're with the CKB, fishing that, a ton. Colorado Kayak Fishing Club, we love them to death over there. They're an amazing group of individuals. Super cool for folks in the state of Colorado to have a club like this for information sharing, learning about tournament fishing if you want to get into tournament. Otherwise, just learning kayak fishing, dude. And hanging out with cool people. That club is for you. Even if you're not going to fish a tournament, go get a membership with them. Highly, highly recommend that. We'll be doing that. Get a membership with them because with that membership dollars, they give portions of that back to local nonprofits in the community. They've been doing this for 10 plus years. And the same is the same. So you can be doing, number one, you get access to a bunch of discount codes as a member. You get access to their Facebook page. So you got information galore. If you want to get in a tournament, you can, and you're doing good work in the community. Those are wins all around the board, through and through. I mentioned before the Kansas Kayak Anglers or association. I have to double check that the KKA. We're going to get in those events there. That's more the Midwest side. We got places like El Dorado. Super excited for that. Russell Marine Products is based out of that area. So we're looking forward to stopping by there. Mr. Russell himself is quite the kayak angler, and so I'm looking forward to stopping in and seeing those guys. Used a lot of their products back in the boat days, and so it's going to be cool to finally be down there and see them. Wilson, we've got experience there. We fished there, enjoyed that. That's where our camp got wiped out by the stupid little micro storm that we had. Perry, never been there. That's closer to Kansas City, and so we're going to be fishing that one. Glen Elder, that's actually one of the closer events, kind of central Kansas, and then of course Mined Lands. We're doing that kind of a combo event with the All-American going on at Mined Lands. That is going to be amazing. I can't wait to share that content with you guys. So that's going to be the list of events that we're going to do there. The IAC deal, we'll let you know if that works out. We're going to be taking care of a lot of this stuff and getting a lot of things booked up and set up here very, very soon. One tiny little bass event that we were able to get into. I really, really was looking forward to the Bass Nation Kayak, the National Kayak Series, to really put out some options for us. But I think after talking to some people, give it one more year. Steve Owens is now with them. They brought him in. He's going to be getting to work on that. I'm pretty stoked about what 2024 is going to look like for bass. I've said this before. In the kayak game, I believe wholeheartedly bass has the opportunity in one fell swoop to really jump right to the front of the line as far as leading the charge with taking our sport into the future. And it starts with one major factor they have that no one else has, and that is name recognition. Everybody knows bass. Whether you like fishing or not, whether you're a part of fishing or not, you know the Bass logo. They've been around since dirt was invented. Dude, yeah, they have the opportunity. If they go all in and they actually show the Bass community that they're investing in us for the future, I think you could see them jump right to the front end. And I think you'll see finally some competition given to Hobie. because right now Hobie is hands down. I mean, most money going into their events, most money getting paid out in their events. They put average like 150, 160 anglers an event that they're putting together. Um, Problem is for those of us out here is it's basically a Hobie owners series. Really is what it boils down to. Until they open up the doors on motorized kayaks during competition, they offer it in practice, but they're not offering it in competition yet. So when they open those doors, I think, but at the same time, why would they? They're doing everything great right now. They've got, like I said, they got sponsors galore. They got everything they need. So why change it? And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so I get that, and I can appreciate that. Um, but it does just leave out a good portion of anglers out there that are some high end hooks that could join in those ranks, and bring that further. But we'll see if Bass can get up there and really launch it. And the other side, I just spent a good portion telling you about the All American Kayak Series could be that deal. Obviously, we're up against the eight ball with the AAKS, just in the fact that we have the most unrecognizable name right now. People are learning it and they're seeing it inside our communities, but you really need that external draw too to pull in that high end sponsorship. So in time, like I said, this is being properly run. Everything's being done right. People that compete in it love it. I've not heard a single person complain about it yet, and they shouldn't, because there's nothing to complain about as far as the series goes. So yeah, we're stoked. We'll see what all comes out of that whole deal. And that's pretty much it, man. We're going to be going from March all the way through October. We're busy, busy, busy. 20 plus events. People asking us why we're doing, such a busy schedule. And I just said it at the very beginning, because I'm not getting any younger, dude. Now's the time to go. We got to get after this. If we're gonna make a run at something, if we're going to try to really put this stuff together, now's the time. And so we're going to do it. And the more success we have on that front is the more success we can bring to the True Patriot Outfitters. And that just means longevity. That just means more support options, for special events and such. And that's really kind of what we're trying to unfold out there. Having said that, on the support side, we're going to be putting on special events throughout the season. One of the things we want to offer potential supporters out there is maybe they can't come on for a full season sponsorship with the fishing side, or maybe they can't sponsor one big hit with the True Patriot Outfitters, but perhaps they could do an event. And if you're interested in having an event named after your organization and supporting us when we go out on these fishing adventures and these fishing trips, then absolutely hit me up, because we've got super affordable packages. We keep the cost down as much as we humanly possibly can, wherever we can, to make these things affordable. And that when these donations come into the True Patriot Outfitters, they're going 100% into the programs and into the gear, into the cost of that. There are no salaries being pulled from this organization. There are no extraneous expenses. We've paid for a lot of this stuff on our own and donated it to the True Patriot Outfitters. We keep things to a minimum where we need to. When it comes to admin cost and such, we do a lot of this work in-house. And that is because we want the support that when people donate to the True Patriot Outfitters, we want them to be confident knowing that you are helping us on our mission, basically one life at a time. And I mean, we truly do believe in that. And Brian and I have had extensive conversations about this, that if we can help one person at a time, then we've done this the right way, and we'll just keep moving. That support may come in the form of fishing. That support may be coming in the form of us setting them up in a hotel for a night. That support may become, in the form of helping them, helping a family get a car repaired that they're kind of lost at and they can't get to work. In these cases, it may come in the form of just us talking with them on the phone at 1:00 in the morning, because some things are really mounting up. Whatever we have to do, we'll do it. We'll connect them with people that can get them the resources they need. We'll connect them with other veterans, other support groups, and remind these folks out there they're not alone, and remind them how important they are to us, how much we love them, how much we need them. And that's our mission, and we're never going to stop. We're not going to stop on that. Even when I'm old and cripply, we'll find ways to continue to try to help this community, support the community, whatever we need to do. As long as I'm still kicking, we're going to keep doing it. And right now, this is the way we're doing it with your help, with your support. It's a huge, huge deal. So, folks, listen, we're about 40 minutes into this live broadcast here, and that's pretty much the information we wanted to share with you. Like I said, we've made some amazing friends along the way, people that we've had the honor to sit down and talk with last year, this year, and many of these people I've looked up to for whatever reason, for various reasons, and then we have the opportunity to meet them, to interview them on the podcast, talk about their experiences, and how the work that we're doing, getting their opinion on that as far as where that falls. And it's just been amazing. We got interviews coming up here. Colorado Kayak Fishing Club. We have a couple of their board members that we're going to sit down with. We've got Jeremy Pierce, who is a veteran, currently active duty. We have Matt Collins, who's also a veteran. And these two guys are amazing. We love them to death. They give you the shirt off their backs, help you out left and right, and they'll tell you they can account for you just how important that outdoor engagement is in their life and their health. And even for those of us that haven't had those experiences that they have, we can tell you how important the outdoors engaging and how kayak fishing has impacted our lives, just as a whole. And yeah, man, that's super cool stuff. Then having a chance to talk to some of these just flat out hooks, dude. Joshua Deal, we've had him on here. Matt Johnson of All Terrain and Clam Outdoors and Blackfish. That dude's a straight hammer. He guides out in the Minnesota area. We've got an interview done with him. David Fluker. We got an interview coming up with him very, very soon. He's a hook on the East Coast out there working his way. He's going to be working his way into the Toyota Series this year. That's exciting to watch him go. Doug Chapin. Of course, we've had Jody Queen on here in the past. Had a super cool interview yesterday. Can't wait to share this one with you. This guy is might end up being kind of like my new best buddy, and that's Mr. Brian Schiller. He's with Paddle and Fin podcast. Also, he is an anchor part of Team New Canoe, and just flat out, just a cool dude, man. We the talks we had off air, on air. We love Brian to death, man. He's a super cool guy, and so we're going to do what we can to help support them wherever possible, and we're proud to be associated with the work that they do. Be checking next Tuesday. Actually, next Monday, we'll have the next episode here. We'll have an interview that we're getting ready to release. We'll let you know who that's going to be and which one that's going to be here later this week. We'll be back on schedule with our Monday releases of our interviews. And then next Tuesday, I'm going to get an opportunity to go join the guys over at Paddle and Fin. Over at the Unlimited podcast for New Canoe. Brian has asked me to be a guest on there, so I'm going to go over there and join them. Very excited about this. Like I said, super proud to be a part of Team New Canoe. So joining them on the Unlimited podcast is an honor, And so we'll make sure we have our Sunday best hat, our dress hat on when we go live over there with those guys. So. And you will see, check out Brian Schiller on Paddle and Fin. Check him out on the New Canoe Unlimited podcast. You'll see the guy's a pro, man, and a lot of fun to sit down and chat with him. And a mountain of knowledge, and coolest stories, very cool stories. I love the way he tells a lot of those stories out there. And so that should be a ton of fun. Hey, man, if you're interested and you want to help out, if you can volunteer, in the Colorado area here, we're always looking for kayak anglers to help us with these events. Any chance we can get out there with them. If you are a veteran and a kayak angler, even better. If you're active duty and you're a kayak angler, perfect. If you're active duty or a veteran or a first responder or part of the family of one, and you're interested in kayak fishing, hit me up. Dude, we've got kayaks on hand. We can go. We've worked out a cool deal with a couple places. We're trying to put together some access to some private water here. Colorado Kayak Fishing Adventures with Terry Dorr over there is working hand in hand with us. to help, provide some of these deals. So we're loving that guy uh, a ton, and looking forward to what we're going to do in the future. With him. And so we've got lots of resources, man. Let's go fishing. Do us a favor and let's go fishing. Veteran, first responder, or the family members, hit us up. Like I said, if you can volunteer and to help go out fishing, I know that sounds kind of funny, but hey, always having more hands and eyes and kayaks on the water is a good thing. So yes, hit us up there. If you know of an organization that's interested in finding ways to support, direct them our way. True Patriot Outfitters. Like I said, this is something we can do. If they're looking for something maybe a little bit stronger on the advertising tip, send them our way. I'll talk with them. Let's chat, man. Let's go there. Couple little shout outs here. Galaxy Rods, thank you for joining us and commenting. Casual Bass Guy, thank you for joining us and commenting here. Basically, having some folks come out here and give us that kind of support is a huge deal. We appreciate that. Like I said, this is our first ever live run at this. Everything else we've done has been recorded, so. We're getting our feet wet with it here going live. Eventually we'll mix it in. Some of the stuff will be live, some won't. And then of course, during the tournament season, we'll be going live from the yak a lot of times, live from the back of the truck, which is my Hotel Silverado, where I camp most of the time and where I sleep. Guys look at me funny, but even at the Airbnb at Pickwick, we had this Airbnb and one of the bedrooms was just like built for like the Lollipop Guild, from the Wizard of Oz. It was this upstairs. It was kind of small. The place was great. We loved it, but the upstairs just wasn't a factor. So there was 3 of us staying there. So I literally just backed my truck underneath the carport, and my temporary camp that I have set up in the back of my truck, I just deployed right there, man. Boom. And we slept in the back of there. All but the last night was perfectly perfect weather for it. Last night got a little chilly that we were there. That was basically about the hardest night. But other than that, we slept like a rock, man. We love the back of the truck there where we can. Obviously, it's not a hot shower and air conditioning like we can get elsewhere. But like I said before, man, we'll keep the cost down. We keep the stuff, keep our eye on the prize, and stay hungry. That's the whole key, is keep yourself hungry. So, folks at home, everybody that's joined us here, we love you. Thank you so very much for everything you do for us, for the likes, the shares, the subscribes. That is a huge deal. Keep it going. Tell your friends about it. You want a little deposit in the Karma Bank, that's how to do it. Start right there. And then beyond that, in your local communities out there, reach out. Veterans, first responders. Without them, I don't care about your politics. Okay, put the red and the blue away. All right, has nothing to do with it. We're talking about people in our communities that have given more than we can comprehend to make sure that you and I can keep doing things like this and go out fishing and spend time with families. Just remind them that there's a lot of us out there that still do care about them, that have always cared about them, and that we're here in any way, shape, or form that you can be. Do your part out there. That's a huge piece to us, and we got to take care of our neighbors, dog. That's the way we get this done. Stop bickering about the stupid stuff on the politics side and start taking care of each other out there. I think we'll like the results of that. As always, folks, tons of support and love to all you folks out there. If you ever need us, hit us up. DM TruePatriotOutfitters.org is common. TruePatriotOutfitters.com, at True Patriot Outfitters, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I might even get in the tweet game, y'all. We might even start tweeting out there. We don't know. We're just kind of messing around with stuff, and we'll see how it goes. As always, though, from all of us here, tight lines, Happy New Year, and be safe out there.